process on.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
FF episode 1112. Hello, it's Mike Matthews broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont. Today, we will hear from Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, John Deere the engineer, plus the return of Jarel in the fabulous segment JARELNIME, where we learn about the world of interesting pop animated culture.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
And I think I have to say that waking up today was a rapture.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
It's a rapture that I even got up because Monday you see this enormous list of things you must do, and you must persist in getting them done, like stuff that's mundane and yelling at your cable company because those freaking idiots are insane. They're increasing my rate by like $25
Mike's Daily Podcast
a month. And then my phone bill is ridiculous. And a shout out to Mo,
Mike's
because that guy
Daily
at the Sprint at the mall,
Podcast.
he helped me out quite a bit, you know?
Yeah!
I realize that Sprint is not going to upgrade my phone unless I pay like $30 extra a month. So that's a wonderful deal. But Mike, you should switch your phone carriers, which is probably what I'm going to do. Kai Alfred Hillig was nice enough to repost the interview from the last show we did, to his Facebook followers. A big thank you to that. Daniel G. Harmon did the same a couple weeks ago, and our listenership increased by like 100%. So thank you to you guys for reposting this show. That's how people find out about it. People asked me over the weekend at various events that I was at, Mike, why do you podcast if you don't make any money at it? If you're not famous like Mark Maron, why do you podcast if you're not Mark Maron? So that logic goes that if I'm Mark Maron, I should podcast. I should also have a major drug addiction that I'm fighting every day, but that's another thing. Mark Maron, I guess that's what makes Mark Maron interesting. I'm going to keep podcasting, like I've said before, till I'm dead. And I might even podcast from the afterlife, who knows? I don't know how you're going to hear that show. Probably in your dreams. There, I got all metaphysical on you there. Look who just walked in.
Hello, Mike Matthews. It's Chely Shoehart, the gift shop supervisor. Don't talk about death.
Yes. Death is on our minds. This has been a weird frickin' couple of days. I don't know what's going on in Florida. We lost a voice singer over the weekend to some horrible gun. Something happened. Somebody shot her. Some crazed fan drove hundreds of miles, apparently. Drove a long ways to go and then shoot her. Made no sense. And then, of course, the tragedy at the Gay and Lesbian Center in Orlando, Florida. And that was ridiculous. And the guy, he said that he was like with ISIS just before he died. Apparently he called someone and called the police, the 911, and said that he was with ISIS. So he was trying to further obfuscate his whole, when it just came down to pure hate and homophobia is what that motivated that guy. Anyway, the craziness of this world. And then Trump apparently tweeting right away, see, I told you, it's the Muslims in America that they're causing all the problems. Ugh. It's just terrible, senseless. Hopefully better things happen this week. Hopefully tolerance. We learn a little bit more about tolerance, and that if you're a Christian, that doesn't necessarily mean you need to be an intolerant jerk. Jesus said, love your neighbor. I can't frickin' remember the words. Love your neighbor as yourself. Thank you. I knew it was back there somewhere in my brain. The golden rule, right? How are you loving your neighbor when you go and you shoot them with an automatic rifle or whatever that guy had? That's ridiculous. Anyway, had to go into that little rant zone. You knew it was coming. Anyway, in other news, Hamilton won a bunch of awards. And you're hearing a lot about Hamilton. What usually happens at this point is if the writers of the music to the musical were smart, they would have written a song that could have been crafted into a single, which I don't hear a single, to quote Tom Petty in the song Into the Great Wide Open. His A&R man said, I don't hear a single, the future was wide open. But I think that Hamilton will be, of course, making tons of money over the next couple of years, and I'm not even going to try and see it. I might just go try and see the Book of Mormon, because remember how much people were paying to go see that. Now it's probably the tickets are finally falling under $30. But yes, Alexander Hamilton. That's the only song that really sticks out in my head from the Hamilton thing. Alex, what's your name, man? Alexander Hamilton. Maybe that can be a single if they turn it into a dance mix or something. Oh, look who else just walked in. Oh, Mike, it's Floyd the Floorman. And this is John Deere, the engineer. Mike, we are going to see Hamilton this weekend. Wow, that's amazing. Wow, you just shouted in my ear really loud. That was annoying. That's how you talk all the time. It's true, Floyd. You have a loud voice. I know. That's why you love me. Yes, I love you because of your loud voice. And we love Madame Rudevega because of her crazy accent. Accents! Anyway, the website, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Go to that. You can find out all kinds of interesting things about, I don't know, whatever. And is there the podcast picture is there, too.
And here's today's podcast picture.
Today's podcast picture, yes. Well, I love Bodega Bay. I've been there a couple of times. Have you been there? No? Oh, take a look at this picture and you'll see what it looks like. It's usually pretty overcast, but it's a nice little place. You can see that picture and all the past podcast pictures at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST.com. If you'd like to support the show, if you're going to buy anything on Amazon, click on that Amazon link at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST.com. That helps us out. Also, there's the PayPal if you'd like to donate. And a special greeting from all the Cafe Anyway characters will be sent to you if you do that. And there is also all the past interviews I've done. And it's a very fascinating website. Check it out, MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST.com. And now, the wonderful segment called
JARELNIME.
Hey, we've closed all the doors in the studio so we can record a thing. Hey. So, JARELNIME is what we're doing. How's it going, Jarel?
I think it's going okay. Well, the lights are on, the walls are up, the ceiling's up, and there haven't been any other earthquakes.
Have you had any response to being on my podcast?
Not yet. I don't really have that many circle of friends, and most of them are busy to begin with.
But on Facebook, I've tagged you, so people can go, hey, Jarel.
And then they probably looked at that and just said, oh, great, there goes Looney Boy again.
Now, you're not loony. You can do all kinds of things. Unloony. No, wait. You do have an interesting way of doing things. You think in terms of electronics. Do you ever take something apart electronically, take a computer apart and look at its innards and all that?
I did that 3 weeks ago when I had to replace the hard drive in my laptop.
How did you learn how to do that? That seems so complicated.
I just watch YouTube videos.
That's you know what? Actually, you're right. In this world of YouTube, you can, because I had to figure out why my refrigerator. I came to you with this problem months ago. Remember, my fridge was freezing everything on the side that it's the non-freezer side.
Yes, I do.
And I was like, do you know how to? And you said, I don't know. You probably need a blah, blah, blah. And you had a million things that I didn't know what you're talking about. And then it turned out I turned the refrigerator off, in essence, rebooting it and turned it back on. And thanks for holding my phone to record me while we're doing this interview, by the way.
Hey, I figured you could use a break because as the interviewer a lot of times, your arm gets tired. And you figure since I'm a technician myself, maybe I could do the job of holding the mic once in a while.
That happened to me, I think, when I was doing... Oh, who was I interviewing? I can't think. I think it was the band, The Go Ahead. They were sitting across the table from me, and I was holding my arm up just like you're doing right now. And that gets hard to do after a while, just holding it straight out like that and holding the phone up.
Yes, but it's good workout for your deltoid muscles, you know?
Yeah, I felt it. And, actually, the more I do it, the less it hurts. So that shows you muscles work.
No pain, no gain, right?
Exactly, Arnold Schwarzenegger. No pain, no feels a burn.
So when he says that, there must be, I'll be back. Is he going to actually exercise his deltoids? By the way, Arnold, big fan.
I wonder. And then when he said feel the burn, and then all the Bernie Sanders supporters took that. But Arnold was a politician too. But it looks like he's out of that.
But in the movie Batman and Robin, I don't think his character would want to feel the burn.
Because he was Mr. Freeze. What was your favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, Jarel?
Let me see. I mean, there's quite a few of them. In Terminator 3, I actually thought that was cool. And Mike almost just fell out of a chair because apparently there is no locking mechanism to keep it from doing that. And it's probably been worn out anyway. So therefore, I can't fix everything. And the thing is I can fix some electronics, but not all of them. Oh, you locked it.
I locked it somehow. Okay.
Okay, so Mike locked it, so therefore he won't fall out of the chair and then file workman's comp.
Yeah, I think they would have said it's my own fault anyway, since we actually recorded the whole... Anyway, yeah, your favorite Arnold was... See, now I'm trying to think what my favorite was. I mean, Terminator was so memorable. Kindergarten Cop? It's not a tumor. That was pretty funny.
I don't remember that one, but there was another movie he played in called Jack Slater. I thought that was pretty funny. It was the one where it was the golden ticket. You could actually travel to different dimensions.
What? I never seen that one.
They even played the drop to the Twilight Zone track.
What? The doo-doo-doo. Wait, well, everybody uses doo-doo-doo-doo.
Yeah, but just the mere fact when the miscreant who had the ticket and he was just about to lean on the wall and he saw that, he was like, what the heck? And that's when they just dropped that cut.
Oh, so that was the memorable part for you. The part that probably took them, well, they probably had to pay a lot of money to clear it through Paramount, whoever owns... Oh,
yeah, they probably did. But the also fun part was... Oh, the fun part when there was a funeral on top of a roof of a building. But the thing was there was a bomb rigged on the corpse via a wristwatch. And so then Arnold's trying to get this guy out of there before the bomb goes off and kills everybody. So then he fakes like the dude's still alive, grabs the dude, hauls him on his shoulder, and then right when he's trying to get away, almost everybody at the funeral is just like packing heat. They've got Uzis, they got MP5s, they've got handguns, all ready to just light Arnold's character up. And he takes the ultimate leap of faith, jumping off the building. He was like, I'm going to die anyway, so you know what? I might as well just do it while with the last few moments of my life. But he ends up, because he's in L.A., he and the corpse end up falling into the La Brea tar pits. And ultimately, the bomb explodes in the tar pit, so, everybody survives.
I've been to La Brea tar pits. I used to go there a lot with my dad. There's a neat little museum. There, all these ancient, prehistoric... Well, they're not dinosaurs. They're like mammoths. And they actually found one human in there. But, yeah, it's La Brea tar pits. And that part of L.A. has really exploded. There's like a car museum down there and all kinds of... There's an art museum. Ooh, right next to the tar pits, now that you brought it up, I saw King Tut. I went to the King Tut exhibit when it came to L.A. I was like 8 years old, I think. 8 or 9. So you got me on a tangent. So somehow he survives the fall by falling into a tar pit and the explosion going off. Amazing.
Yep, there was this huge bubble, because of the pressure that the explosives gave off, but it did not burst the bubble.
What a fantastic JARELNIME movie suggestion.
Even though it has nothing to do with anime at all.
We should probably say something about anime while we're talking on your segment, because we call it anime. So last time we talked about Pikachu and Pokemon. Any other? And you said Cowboy Bebop is good to watch. And
Oh yeah, Cowboy Bebop. So for those of you who are really into like jazz, because there's the score for Cowboy Bebop is jazz music, and especially the opening theme, Tank. Oh my gosh, that is a masterpiece. You have, for no other reason, just listen to that. Because it's an absolute masterpiece. But Cowboy Bebop is really the story about bounty hunters in the future, to where, of course, they have like hovercrafts and other spaceships and stuff like that to get through around the way, in outer space and all that stuff. But you do manage to get on some other planets and things like that. And there's these bounty hunters, who the main protagonist is Spike Spiegel, who does most of the work. Meanwhile, his partner, Jet Black, hangs out at the mothership, if you will, called the Bebop. So literally they go around catching criminals who have major bounties on them to obviously basically put food on the table. Then of course you have all the other kind of characters with their own particular traits.
Huh.
But ultimately, it comes down to you get to get the background story on a lot of these characters, and ultimately what led up to the choices that they made in their younger years, which ultimately have an impact on their future of their existence.
See, yeah, I remember watching a couple episodes on Cartoon Network and enjoying it, so I should watch it somewhere. That Crackle.com had a lot of anime on it. Maybe it's on there. I can watch it.
If you have a DVD player, I have it on DVD if you want to borrow it.
What? All right. So we have another anime suggestion. Next time we'll have to discuss on our JARELNIME anime segment Sailor Moon, because I have no idea what that's about. And that's supposed to be a big anime thing, right?
I will put it this way. Your integrity is intact, yes?
Okay. Yeah. Yes. No, I don't know.
I'll put it this way. Think of very, very cute female superheroes.
Oh, okay. But, we'll have more to say about that next time. You'll have more to say. Will you have more to say about it next time?
Of course I will.
Oh.
I will just give a teaser. That's pretty much the first anime I ever saw.
Oh.
And I was hooked ever since. And I will also give you the definition of waifu.
Oh, the next time.
Next time. Okay. You'll have to wait for the next segment.
All right. Well, Jarel, we will do that. And during that show, we'll have to do a shout-out to the country artist that I interviewed years ago on Mike's Daily Podcast, Nikki English. Because she dressed as Sailor Moon for a Canadian anime thing.
Oh, you showed me that picture. I think it was Sailor Mars in particular.
Yes, and she actually got to meet the voiceover artist and shared a picture on Facebook.
She actually looked really hot.
Yeah. Amazing. Oh, next time, remind me when we talk, because I don't remember her band's name. It was something Street or Road or something. Anyway, she's on my website somewhere, my MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Thank you for holding up the phone through the microphone phone thing through this whole segment, Jarel.
I would consider maybe we'll have to look out there, because maybe they'll have a desktop stand, and maybe they'll have an actual mounting bracket for a phone to fit on the actual desktop mic stand. Maybe they'll have something like that out there. I'll look for it, but I don't think I'm going to find it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There's got to be something out there. No, we'll just use your arm.
That'll work too. Strength of my deltoids. No pain, no gain. I'll be back.
All right, Jarel. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley. Next show, it'll be Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, and the Brewmaster. Have a great Monday. Have a great week. We will try to bring you a show tomorrow. Perhaps a show every day, as the name of this podcast suggests. Daily. Mike's Daily Podcast, and I'm hoping to report on better news tomorrow. Better news, happier, more uplifting news in the world. Alexander Hamilton.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.